What's going on, guys? Unborn here with USG. I'm just going to talk about an article that I seen this morning on IGN regarding Microsoft's Xbox One and their Xbox 360. Now, a statement was made apparently from Microsoft saying that if you don't have internet connection, that you should buy an Xbox 360. And with that being said, I just want to put out that is extremely rude, extremely bad, and it's completely in the negative, in my opinion, with me. They're trying to sell their new system here, the Xbox One. They're not trying to sell an Xbox 360. And they tell a consumer that, it's just wrong. And what they have to realize is that the world is literally filled with millions and millions of people who do not have internet connection as of right now. Millions of people in North America alone, and that's where their system sells the most consoles for the Xbox 360 and the original Xbox. That most of their systems sell in America, in North America. They sell in other countries, of course, but their number one is America, and millions of people in America alone do not have internet connection. Honestly, they're trying to do something that's way ahead of its time. Something that should not happen until 2025, when internet should at least be in most of people's homes by that time. But I think they underestimated internet connection by far. I mean, in the millions, and I'm guaranteed to this. Millions of people do not have internet. Now, moving on to the PlayStation 4. We didn't like that conference, as you saw in our last video. It wasn't until the end where that conference really stood out, when they started talking about, pretty much the fan service. You can play used games, you can share your games, and you can play on or offline whenever you want. And it's really a low blow to Microsoft, by doing that, but it was really good, and it's really showing, considering the PlayStation 4 is now like 70% ahead of the Xbox One as far as E3. Even the Wii U is lagging behind the PS4. I mean, the PlayStation 4 is really dominating the entire console war off the jump. Pre-orders for that system are just crazy right now. Crazy, mad ridiculous. And if you look on IGN, most people are voting for the PS4, like I said, by like a good 70-80%, leaving Xbox One at a good 12 and the Wii U at like 4 or 5. I mean, it's just going ham all over the competition. Now, moving on to the prices and stuff. Xbox One is literally $500 with no other models confirmed yet. So PS4 is literally like below where I expected it to be. I said it would be from 4 to 5, but I was looking at a minimum of at least 450 to 500, and they went to 400, which is amazing because it's such a good buy that it's ridiculous. That is such an amazing buy. Like I said, the Wii U is $350. And for $50 extra, you can buy a PlayStation 4. Now, mind you, that's the 32 gigabyte deluxe edition Wii U Black, compared to the PlayStation 4, which apparently has only one model confirmed, I believe, as well. That's 500 gigabytes for the PlayStation 4, with 8 gigabytes of their, I think, GDDR5 or something like that RAM, and their new AMD processor that they got going on. I don't know the specs right now, but it's just a way powerful system on paper. Not just to the Wii U, but apparently more powerful than the Xbox One, the most expensive system of the next generation, apparently. So I don't know whether Sony's going to take a loss for doing that, and they're just basically going to try to make up for it by selling like a billion gazillion systems, or because looking at the specs, and the PlayStation 4 is worth more than 400, but they're selling it for 400. It's got the camera, it's got pretty much the same thing the Xbox One has, if not more, and you can play your used games. So like I said before, Sony is really just dominating the competition right now, You know, they are smashing Xbox One in particular. Just it's like a gravy train of ham on the system right now. And you know, looking at the pricing, it's ridiculous. Now, here's some advice to Microsoft. They need to stop with this. What they're trying. I don't know. They're trying to control the market. They thought Sony would go through with it, and they didn't. Sony tricked them. They cut it out, and they really smashing them with it. Xbox or Microsoft is trying to literally take control of your living room. I mean, they're trying to take control, like making their own rules, making you pay to play used games, making you always be on internet. I mean, it's not even about people who don't have internet. People who do have internet, things happen. You know, storms occur that knock out your internet connection. I know a couple years ago a hurricane hit us here in Maryland and it didn't knock out our power, it knocked out our internet, and the internet was down for like 3 to 4 days. It's crazy. So it's not just the fact, you know, people who have internet are going to have trouble. You know, something happened with your internet for a couple days or a day or so, you know, you're screwed apparently. You have to check back in with Xbox. Your system apparently is going to stop working, which is unbelievable. A couple months ago, I would have been like, bullshit. You know, they're not going to do that. They are not going to do that. And Microsoft went through with it, and you know, this is what's happening. I can't believe it. I'm literally baffled by the fact that they're going to try and go through with this, you know, and they're not going to last. Their sales are going to diminish greatly, and they may have surprised us with, you know, games like Killer Instinct and Dead Rising 3, but you know, like I said before, they're getting smashed by it. Now, apparently, I'm reading here that Nintendo, I didn't watch the Nintendo conference or whatever they had displayed, but apparently Nintendo had a pretty decent conference actually, while being the weakest of the links at E3. They didn't have any new systems to show off or anything like that. So, but they showed some games off. I think some Smash Brothers apparently, or some Mega Man or something like that. But even Nintendo Wii U, in my opinion, is dominating over the Xbox One. I don't know what their plans are with the Wii U, but like I said, everyone's smashing the Xbox One. My personal opinion, I would buy a Wii U before I buy an Xbox One if they go through with the internet connection problem, is what I'm going to call it, because it's a problem. And if they go through with their used games, it's just constant, and then they get a nerve to, you know, talk about it as if deal with it. They're telling people to deal with it. Like, deal with it and buy Xbox 360. It's just ridiculous. It's telling the consumers that we are stupid and dumb and we'll do anything and buy anything, and they're wrong. You know, people are going to deal with it, and they're going to buy a PlayStation 4, and you're not going to get any sales. Your sales are going to be very, very underwhelming. So I want you guys to comment below. Please comment below and let us know, what do you feel about the E3 in general? You know, the Xbox One had a good conference, in my opinion. It was a great conference. But, you know, when it came down to it, it's just not the better system. You know, don't get confused when I say they had the better conference. They had the better conference, in my opinion, compared to the PlayStation. But they do not have the better system as of right now. So I want you guys to comment on that. Comment on the Wii U. Subscribe and like us here on this video. And we'll catch you guys next time.